Joining us now to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world is our Rise News analyst, Emmanuel Ifini. Good morning, Emmanuel, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Ruben. Good morning. Good morning, Ayo. Happy New Year.
Good morning and Happy New Year
to our viewers out there on this Monday morning. Now, we'll start the review with this day. Nigeria's newspaper of record, the lead story, Obasanjo's endorsement of Obi stirs angry reactions from Tinubu, Atiku. Former president says citizens have moved from frying pan to fire under Buhari, who wants youth to retake country. Labour Party calls on IBB, Jonathan, others to also endorse their candidate. APC campaign, Obasanjo cannot win his polling unit. Support for Obi, worthless. PDP, PCC, yes, PDP Presidential Campaign Council, whether he likes it or not, Atiku will be president. Yes, the Obasanjo endorsement. Yes, a long letter, of course, familiar with the letter writing skills of former President Olusegun Obasanjo. And whenever he writes, he creates controversy. But this time around, of course, delivering a punch to the Buhari administration, Ruben said presidential spokesmen are still slumbering on holiday. We expect their fireworks. Ruben, they will not be happy with you. Of course. To say that they are still eating jollof fries. Of course, everybody's still in the celebration mood, except for those of us who are on essential duty here on a Monday morning like this. Others are still snoring, some from hangover. But we expect to hear from President Muhammadu Buhari's team because that in itself is, I don't want to call it a killer blow, to say that President Buhari has taken Nigeria from fry pan to fire, as is captured here, is something. But most Nigerians know the story, so it's not as if former President Olusegun Obasanjo is saying something new concerning the state of affairs in our country. But the Obi endorsement, of course, that packs the punch, as it were. For editors, it was a good day because on a Sunday, when the Monday is public holiday, editors literally scavenge for stories to lead their paper. But not yesterday, when former President Olusegun Obasanjo is writing one of his familiar letters, this time a long one, endorsing Peter Obi. And all the newspapers I have with me have that as their lead. The Punch newspaper, Obasanjo endorses Obi as Atiku. Tinubu counts protest. The Guardian newspaper, APC, PDP denounce OBJ's letter endorsing Obi. While the Daily Sun newspaper, Presidency, Obasanjo endorses Peter Obi. Rights youth, others say Labour Party candidate will salvage Nigeria. Ex-president endorsement, worthless. Tinubu, it is his personal opinion. Atiku, I'm in a strong position to win. Obi, yes. Now, the Nation newspaper, Obasanjo under fire for endorsing Labour Party candidate Obi. While the Vanguard newspaper, 2023, Atiku, Tinubu kick as Obasanjo endorses Peter Obi. Now, the New Telegraph newspaper, 2023 presidency, Obasanjo breaks silence, endorses Obi. Any surprise there? Not really, because the body language of former President Olusegun Obasanjo has been tilted towards Peter Obi in recent weeks. And no surprise, really, because I cannot imagine an Obasanjo endorsing somebody who said it is the turn of the Yorubas and Emilo Kan at a time after we had 8 years of Obasanjo presidency, almost 8 years of Professor Yemi Oshibajo vice presidency. Obasanjo, I know, looked beyond tribe. He's a nationalist who is ready to do anything for the unity of this country. Of course, one of those commanders during the Civil War who fought for the unity of this country. And of course, his grouse, his beef with Atiku is well documented over time. He has done so much to demarcate Atiku in the past. So I'm not surprised really that this time around he's come out to endorse Peter Obi, and he gave reasons. The mental capacity, physical capacity, somebody with integrity. I'm sure when you tick some of these boxes, you say, yes, there's good reason to endorse Peter Obi, but is it the first time former President Olusegun Obasanjo is endorsing a candidate talking about physical strength, or yes, physical capacity, which according to him, from his experience, is necessary also to run a country like Nigeria, especially at this time when the nation is in dire straits. But with that experience, Ruben, you rightly pointed out, he picked, pushed, and campaigned for a certain Umaru Yar'Adua, who was obviously sick and was even at one point in the hospital from where former President Olusegun Obasanjo on the soapbox called, Umaru, they say, are you dead? So what happened to looking for physical strength at that time? Well, people changed their position. Now he has realized his mistakes then, you want to say. So he doesn't want another person looking sickly to get to the presidency. Well, is there any merit in that? Now, the question is, what is the worth of an endorsement? In presidential politics, you say endorsements, big deal. Celebrity endorsement by heavyweights. But does it really translate to votes at the end of the day? Will former President Olusegun Obasanjo go on the soapbox to start campaigning for Peter Obi, or he will just be minding his word, the hilltop in Abeokuta at the end of the day? But for whatever it is worth, it's a big deal. To have an Obasanjo throw his weight behind Peter Obi is big, because other presidential candidates have been making several trips to the Hilltop Presidential Library to get photo ops, to get the support of former President Olusegun Obasanjo. Now that the support has been given to Peter Obi, they are saying it is worthless. I think it's just about crying sour grapes, as it were. But the presidential election, Nigerians will decide at the end of the day. February 25 is the date. Get your PVC. Go there, pick your candidate. But Obasanjo is appealing to the youths. This is your time. Take your country back. Go there and vote. Will all the youths queue behind Peter Obi because of that? Well, left to be seen. Now, other stories. If we just go back to the Punch newspaper, there's a story there below the photograph. Ajah policemen caught drinking on duty, abandoned work. Aha. So if you are living around Ajah, yes, that notorious police station, you had better be careful, because Punch recently did an investigation which shows that policemen in that locality are known for drinking on duty. When you drink on duty and you carry gun, sometimes what happens to the lawyer lady who was killed on Christmas Day is going to happen. But the Inspector General of Police and the police authority must take note and get sanity in that area, so that these policemen who are danger to citizens are not allowed to continue to be on duty and drinking at the same time. Now, if we just look at the Nation newspaper now, the Nation newspaper, the story under the photograph, the second lead, Auditor General of the Federation reports 17.877 million barrels of crude oil exported without records. The report is accusing the the Accountant General of the Federation of paying 73 billion naira without approval. Yes, and this report exclusively obtained by the Nation newspaper. In the report, the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation was indicted for making payments of over 73 billion naira to service providers, that is pre-shipment agents, PIAs, and monitoring and evaluation agents for inspection and monitoring of oil and gas. So what were they monitoring? For which they were paid 73 billion naira without approval, yet our oil stolen, taken out of the country, exported without record. That is a report we should keep an eye on. Now, the foreign newspapers, quickly, the Guardian newspaper, yes, the Guardian of UK, fury as ministers plan for new real terms pay cut for NHS staff. Now, warning of prolonged strike. Now, ministers have asked the NHS pay review body to cap increase in frontline health workers' pay to 2%. And of course, for the workers, they say this would mean NHS wages falling further behind other sectors. Well, Steve Barclay, the health secretary, saying that this will also help curb inflation. But the workers are having none of that. So the strike in the UK may just be for a long haul, as it were. And the New York Times is reporting, watching China, US pours cash into chip making. A Cold War in tech. Ramp up is no silver bullet in push to cut foreign supplies. Intel is investing $20 billion in 2 new factories to make semiconductors, while Micron Tech is also investing another $20 billion to cut China to size, as it were. Ruben and Ayo.
Okay, very quickly, I just thought I should draw attention to a statement by Dr. Adefila, Fedayo Adefila, that's the head of the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, saying that Nigeria is not considering restrictions on travels or isolation for persons, traveling into Nigeria from China, as other countries have done, notably Japan, Italy, the United States, Malaysia, India, as a result of the fact that there's been a surge in infections rate in China. And Dr. Adetifa has been quoted as saying that, well, when it was Omicron and Nigeria imposed restrictions on travelers into the country, it didn't make any difference. And he doesn't think that there's anything to worry about. Maybe the thing to tell Dr. Fedayo Adetifa is one, for him to look at why those other countries took that decision. Because Nigeria has a very strong Chinese community, very robust relationship with China. And the New Year, the Chinese New Year is just around the corner. So there's going to be a lot of traveling to and fro. On December 28th, 50% of flights going to Italy from China, 50% of the passengers were infected with COVID. But here is Nigeria saying, no, we don't have any issue. We don't have any issue. Even when there is an Omicron variant that is now causing issues in the United States. It's called the SBB 1.5, which Professor Anthony Fauci says is very resistant to existing vaccines. So please, maybe the Nigerian Center for Disease Control should take a second look at this. And Dr. Adetifa should take a second look at those tweets that he put out yesterday. Is his opinion driven by science or by common sense? Thank you very much, Amanda.
Thank you very much.